Hello. Are you wondering about what you should do with life insurance and your trust? Then you're in the right place. If you're a client of ours, please follow our instructions we've given you in writing. And if not, hi, I'm Ali. Welcome to Goff Legal. We do estate planning for clients throughout California. I want to spend a little bit of time answering the question, do I transfer life insurance into the trust? Interesting, the word transfer into, because life insurance is one of those cool products, solutions, protection mechanisms that you can own in your name. And also, you could own in the name of the trust. Trusts can purchase life insurance. Now, life insurance can only be essentially on the life of someone, but I have a policy in my name. I own it that insures my life, and the beneficiary would be whoever I dictate on my death would get the benefit of that policy. I can also, if I have minor children, insure the life of my child, but I own the policy. So if something happens, I would name myself as the beneficiary and I would get those funds. Now, there's whole life policies, there are term policies, there's all sorts of different things. This is a great opportunity for you to go back to your financial advisor or your insurance agent and ask them, tell me about my policies. What kind of policy is it? Who are the current beneficiaries? Who's the current owners? If we're talking about estate tax planning and creative strategies to try and avoid estate taxes, we're going to have a very different conversation than if we're talking about what do I do with a policy so that I make sure my minor children are cared for if I die when they're young. So let's start with the second scenario because that's easier to answer. My suggestion, generally speaking, for most clients is if you have a life insurance policy, you will name your spouse as the primary beneficiary and your trust as the contingent beneficiary. The great thing about life insurance proceeds is there's no income tax on them. So, unlike retirement accounts, which I addressed in a previous video or a video coming after, depending on which order you're watching that in, those have tax consequences. Having accounts go through trust might have some tax consequences. Life insurance for a standard revocable trust with assets under 16 million per person, no tax consequences. So it doesn't really matter if you name an individual or a beneficiary or a trust as the beneficiary for that purpose. Now, here's when it does matter: contingency planning. Sometimes your trust has a lot of if thens. It goes to this person, but if they're dead, then it goes to this person. If they're dead, it goes to these people, it goes to this charity. If you name the beneficiary of the life insurance, whoever you've named or whatever entity you've named will dictate what needs to happen with that account. If you've named the trust as the beneficiary, the trust then dictates who gets that money. So, again, most common spouse, then trust. But that's not exactly how it should go. And that's why it's a good conversation to have with your attorney. Like I said, if you're a client of ours, we've given you written instructions on how to title those accounts. You can call us at any time and we'll answer them again. No cost. Let's make sure your trust gets funded. Now, if we're talking about more advanced planning techniques, ILITs would probably be the most common one that we see. It really does matter who purchases the policy and who the beneficiary is. This is not something you're going to set up on your own. This is something you're going to work with a professional set of advisors who've done a very good job assessing the beneficiaries, the policy, the payments, the letters, all that sort of stuff. So that one is follow your professional advisor's information and advice on whether you name or transfer a life insurance account into the trust. I will tell you a lot of times transferring them after purchase, I don't know if that's going to be a great benefit. And again, if there's not a tax consequence, do you really want to go through that hassle of the paperwork? So I hope that was helpful. If for some reason you need to get a hold of us, you know our information. And if you don't, you can find it at gofflegal.com.